Okay. Hi, guys. I'm sitting here with a former teammate of mine, Cydnee Schneider. Cydnee, thank you for your time today.
Of course. Thanks for having me. I currently play at Southeastern Louisiana University, and I am the starting catcher.
So, Cydnee and I went to Iowa Western, a junior college up in the Midwest together. So, kind of talk us through what was your biggest challenge leaving Iowa Western and moving into your role down at Southeastern, the Southeast?
I would think that the biggest challenge was honestly like going from unstructured, unkind of organized, there's not any rules or any policies for the NJCAA, and then going into especially Southeastern, very structured, very organized. There's a bunch of different rules you have to follow, especially being now in the D1, now being in D1, like there's a bunch of different rules you have to follow, and like you actually have to like go in and check mark everything like for hours and stuff like that. So I would say that's kind of the biggest challenge is going and just making sure that like I'm doing what my coach wants and also following the guidelines and stuff like that. And like also having like enough time to organize my part of the day too, which my coach really helps out with a lot. So I'd say that's the biggest challenge.
Yeah, that's nice having a coach who kind of help you get things kind of situated, especially in such a big
Yeah.
transition. So
Yeah,
you
he's
kind of
awesome.
talked about how Iowa Western and junior college, there's not a lot of rules, there's not a lot of structure, but down at Southeastern, it's very structured by the book type
Hmm.
stuff. So, what are game days like from junior college to Iowa Western? Just because you and I went through it together. It's kind of you show up to the field, you get your stuff done, and then we
Yeah.
roll. Kind of what's your game day setup like now down there?
Yeah. I'm gonna go based off of like our conference game days and stuff like that and like compare it to the Iowa Western conference game days. So like at Iowa Western, like we kind of did split into two groups, non-starters and starters. Starters would do like their meditation, yoga, and then they would go in and hit. And then I would catch my bullpens at Iowa Western warming up the pitcher. I would go in and do that, and I wouldn't do anything with the defensive reps before the
Hmm.
game. But now at Southeastern, um, two, like we have set times, and we had that at Iowa Western too, because like the other team had to hit at a certain time, and so did we.
Hmm.
But like at Iowa Western or now at Southeastern, like it's very strict. Like you can't start until this time, and you have until this time to end. So like they need to be out, especially home. We hit first, and so we have to start at this time, end at this time, and then we can't do lines until a specific time. Whereas like at JUCO, I think we did lines at like any time. There wasn't
I think
really
we
a
did them
set
at the
time.
same time,
Yeah, I think we did them
honestly.
at the same time. Whereas like now, the home team will do their pregame first, and then the away team will go and do their lines. But like now too, a big difference is like I don't want the pitcher before the game. Like that'll be like a bullpen catcher or like the backup. She'll go and do that. But like this is also just a Southeastern thing. But like I go and I do the defensive, like I'll catch those and I'll catch all that for Coach Freeman and stuff like that. So honestly, I feel like that saves my legs. But I would say that's like the biggest game day thing is like how like you have to do everything at a certain time and like
Hmm.
they have it timed out to you and you get this the schedule and the timeline sent out to you like days in
Hmm.
advance and stuff like that.
Yeah, because we would literally show up to the field and it'd be posted on the board, and we're like, oh, okay, this is how we roll today.
Yeah.
So, okay, you kind of talked through all the differences and everything. What is one big piece of advice you can give either junior college athletes who are trying to go to a four-year or even high school athletes that are going through the recruiting process? What's your one big tip to give all of these athletes?
I would say the biggest tip to give is just like play relaxed, play free, don't put your identity into softball. Like to me, I know that I play for Jesus, and so like that's the biggest important thing to me. And also like when you're trying to get looked at by coaches, like hustle. Like Coach Freeman's big on sprinting everywhere. Like if you watch our games, I sprint two steps.